wo free rage dey so see asama aba rage abe nyina nim sem anope ye didi mu nkoma wa na wo ho na asem ni seaport ana se
but there be it happen on Sunday evening.
Okay.
It's na mini ho.
Iti pacho wo ten say na why na bo wa mane
Me head of nursing and sending me video no. Head of nursing Mrs. Gifty I.
Okay.
Or sending me video no 2 a.m. Or send it to us as a research unit that this is happening and so we should get ready for Monday morning because we would have to go and do an incident report, situational analysis and report back to her. That's how I mean who here.
Okay, and you know asam no ten say.
And you know me share video no. Na still me see who no my tier one side as a research unit no. We quickly went to the unit so and they call for they call DDNS or in charge and you know nurse no ranking into no yeah with DDNS or emergency in so your friend DD Saragani into ko hu no and they call in charge anti better pabi and they catch them say see the AC and omate and I'm saying I then we want to meet the staff that were on duty.
Okay.
Into I'm fresh staff nearby. Now the way Rage Hospital emergency you know is 5 units in one department. Into the triage, we have the red units, we have the orange units, we have the resuscitation bay, and then we have the emergency ward. Into the patient's back taxi and ambulance and walking in emergency triage for the huni first. To triage in huna, yeah the callous and the cody patients, you know. Now your man urgent or any type of care will be here at that moment. It is a triage red. That is what snap nurse nature or triage what a chair will say bisa questions. Kai say and your BP temperature need the over any of the triage patients. And yet who kika wo nyoma no na you see kika boom e match if we be discriminator list chere say we asim ha de wodi akiri bia patient bia emergency but enyoma bi wo ho na say what is a patient na ka dia na say wo paper we so dia ene mesromo ha wo mpo enko check BP nka say wo de eno na ebe calculate amani color discriminator list no under red you would the actual under orange under red it's make sure says obiba na wenya a chere aton so a red obiba no your diabetes ni na the sugar na 2.5 and below a red oh say nti you no be a chon under red na kai say discriminator list no mpo no so no you won paying for there you won kwala there and you infant there nti no emergency asset na nankasa no ye pe na aban healthcare the whole world it me discriminating into hono enye first come first serve sebi enyado eye de wo ba ya wo be kan ye ene de betimi de wakọ atwa nananom ene be me agide ye nyina ne ba be show na se wo ba na sebi enyado eye wo se na ye wo ya for 14 days papa mesronye emergency ene ko OPD
okay
so upe ke bi e twese bia wo ye boga wo fra brochiraba wo be corporate ho ye tueska bebre ntu tueska bebre obenya ho care no na say a normal family conditions be a baby family medicine and ye hwe papa ma me na ebusia ene mmerafo it is a rural hospital no hwe PR office no hwe customer service department na say emergency na wo ba me ho dia ene papa enye de wo kan wo eye de maker ene de wo kika no ena me be kika bom nam de apa doctor amount because Rage Hospital emergency in the city and say triage nurse na said they say or triage we and this all do kwot na kunya soja ho e so do kwhye doctor nsa na ko du ona nipa 5 6 to hoda dia papa wo beto aso atena se enti sa na your system netie e wo emergency ho
video na e call viral no
yes into video na e call viral no so okay can signal tie de nurse for na na wo duty ne kan ye de a na just dem kika kire wo nyina no abrante no amfa mu bia wan ko triage ama obi ambisa se den na ye wo one orangeness redness ankasa oni nurse station for ankasa wo twa mu wo consulting room and o call trauma room trauma room asana be do trauma room no na nurse na pick information nyina into the coma surgeon e wo orthopedic and na say whatever surgeon say onhwe into say honam ne yepam say bone na abu and say dey go theater cofix that's the end of a trauma accident case BAC into say wo dru ho na wetwem na se wodru ho na se nurse mpo aka se wetwa mu na triage nurse wo he nti for se be na nka me trauma room a ka de me ni na triage for wo he na papa yi ankasa ba me ha wotwe ma confidentiality of a patient or that that me hwe no wa boy room. But what is na make say me duty academic no, but of course the what duty no onya time sama no mpo ejai obi a head injury nti ka say head injury ono yes video no wie no nka head injury for so betimi aka say ade na mo hwem ne mo jai na mo di nkomo nka ono so betimi asiwe because head injury no ono timi wuja wo wona so 190 tietem we no nti say wo ho ye wo papa nti wo ba ye ne ye hwe no nsa no so no etwitwi miensa say pe na etwitwi and a dry wound and a motorbike. Into any and I said the Ben say, so the one rempona we did dear, you bet your chain so, you bet plaster, into the P. Now quite a table now, you take information, not quite information because rage I digital. Into why all your information I mean your system, so I can't actually do anything for you because my age you know, how am I supposed to bill you? My hospital will be running at a loss. So you have to make me have me nurse for no cry abrel say okay can you mabubo be esa kwa na uti oya so it's no go and do A once I do B by the time you come I might have finished the mayor no na my barber show papa see there be into that moment no nurse no what duty ne say trauma room on say oh pie into na o my dream say oh or koye card no mo so koye mra because of course wama rotation is there bone no wama na paper so and all the plaster attire so until we so okay card and aba only to hear noises and I also the woman say I can say when rage emergency ho na baby o matwam glass door ho ni nyina besne ko inside into the one inside no say dey koso a so when pia ma wo mehu dey koso and son o mu pia mu say almost 50 men. My bosses say I shouldn't qualify them, but I would for purposes of say obi abeti them make they were quite rowdy. In the emergency, it's a out of context to see that in the emergency. Oh, and your accident for one emergency, your medical emergency, your surgical emergency. Oh, into conditions be brave go. Obi or asthma or oxygen. Obi or end of life, palliative, cancers. So the emergency is not for only to say baby I what trauma center near there no. Inka trauma center. But you're going to be back and fortunately for us on that night, no medical director or no a practicing surgeon, no or trauma room, no or come on head injury no. Into a catcher and say penny say ube come and let me suture it for you. Branham and Pam because and yes say pamu body Branham and Pam and not a baby can he has a tattoo on the neck. Or share glass and a medical director say oh yeah nurse and do you work in this facility there be so why is it content creation or what's happening into a more corner and no more attack the rotationers. There were 8 gentlemen out of the 50, 8 of them are more born free nichi. So no ojina I'll give you a pictorial and understand what's happening. Or more free trauma room whole piano. Emergency where we be a horror and say procedures we are yes na nurse station it's me horror and so it's rotation nurse need na ho or rotation nurse ye nurse or your internship and all your national service rotation nurse ye nurse we school ya posting okay it's so no crot no cry no nim say be posting na ye posting na on J salary. What I say, and I'm 4 men born free in the chi, and a 4 born in chest now almost at some bono. But according to the lady herself, Ralph Ekuta phone and what did dear Bobo born in Sound. In Sano, we share video now. GH1 pay here now. You're bandaging and has say, and I was in your dislocated right shoulders. In Sano, Eshe arms length one. I say at the time no, on that Monday morning, Oshe figure of 8. And she was going through a lot of pain. Yes, that's
18 years Rafa no ayekuna no okwama ne ho ana no okwama obi.
At this moment I think the police should understand what he was doing. I don't know.
Because say a video nim no ye obi so na oda mpa so a na o she atade black.
Into the accident, according to eyewitness reports again, into Wayne Matthew, I have to mention his name, or a nurse, male nurse, and you see, this always happened to the female nurses. Male nurses never duty at ABA and Ekabeya ntokwa enyo because the obeye no some so can say ebia mo retaliate and na to be show be ho a ebia nka will end up cutting nurses, killing patients. Something could have happened because for God's sake I don't trust say omna mo na relationship omo. Yes, I meaning it's you know oba yes oba be bobo no you say na accident ni si o baby and omude omuni neighbor. But we see in doing a comparative analysis, and I say, me for accidents me no, I choose who to see first because I'm supposed to discriminate and attend to who really needs care. It is obeying a head injury. What's the head injury as a man? The tear for more. The brain. Oh, there's a lot of things that could have happened to that gentleman, and you have abrasions. You can wait for 4 hours for crying out loud. But of course, and yet movement now would they back inside no SMS and nothing that discriminator listen and yet no kwani the age no because ebia own anteba or happen but ebia no when internal bleeding. It's I don't want to triage ho. I'm a young sheno. I'm a nurse no or you're training no how to pick information from accident patients no. I'm an unpicking that valuable information and see some come here or me win you in our point.
Inti na mama bisa o Kasa sisi ana no be wo police for nsem
because
say e ono ne de no ye different target say ye nipa ne so oda ho na bia no person save that situation na
police. How do you call saving a situation? Ipacho de ti masem bi mamio when your accident or kwan so wo dey na bring or hospital man pacho de ti o wo the patient ne ma triage nurse ana and also on jinana. Who say in building a case, you have to use the protocol to build a case. My name say be wakwa abroche dan say be or you sue abroche system no. But here has say no. Nurses no have been conscientized about a lot of things. Right? Say patient be a patient before no. It's better to do the right thing, close and go home, than to majority brofona make and say telling you say the life of the patient now will go through say una be no una be see no. It matters. There are times ubenya red cases 5 doctor 2 red cases ni nyina say obi enjai do way. It is how doctor 2 now so 5 red cases no omo way. It's so she baako ansa no she baako. It's even among the red cases no we prioritize. Even among the orange cases, no, we prioritize. Into no logistics wise, human resource wise, it's the same post. Sebika Frache, if he was right, and not any case he buy, and I know what's why. Nana consulting room one accident cases now no motete and nimhono. Na ya show be riana. And another doctor need Jina Hokwa because me can see me say medical director Jina Naso share head injury patient share emergency na what rage hono and yet dan bia na share accident case pam near ma into a label baby trauma room into some way accident case is 60 that's a trauma room no couch baako nipa da so ama me dia aka no be nden say what train. And yes, I'm perform pone daho. And the patient back what so ni jai di aka no. Now I think say on our part, it be not as a senka ye jai na ye behe no kakra ni akofre. No, the head injury could die on us, or and the possibility for him to survive no too was very high. Into we would pour all our care on him, make him stable before we come to any other person. I can assure you, say there will be another horror. So then it's in a 2 so and another 9 bu and a moje 2 go for ma. No, they won't leave it like that. Next is no crampono. So doctor here ready now will bleed here. How many people so no all we can do is to wait for that trauma room bed to be available.
Pencheche mo dia ma ye nim sa mama ban kra ultimatum of 48 hours say
and no ye union for ne pay for
onto ehwo anamo but near wo can say obi ba hospital na nurse ni hwe na nurse ode ne ho aba be hwe nurse for ne sa pe mo hye ye mu no mo wo kwan amofa so and ye be line atu mama for bebre ka say a nurse for ne patients for kita hodie ne pempi ya na entan ko ye sometimes negligence sometimes nipa no cry say on shut down fa ho wo 90 and shut down your news mama.
Okay, until I'm going to take it from different angles if you have time. Until say oba emergency. Now who feel say obi oye juma emergency bia and I go through emergency care there, then you have all failed as a nation. Majority they make and I say, me hey, me a general nurse, me start as a diploma nurse, and then you're free a green nurse no, and then I must say I a real school no, and no near corner. So, me start as a diploma nurse, and as a diploma nurse no, uko school beer every term, uko clinicals, into say upe or more experience over a period of time, a diploma nurses. Degree nurse, the Juma same, or also babe say reporting, writing, and technicalities ni binum ni nyoma binum no, or also ye quite advanced into also into in a word no. Once you have a diploma and a degree nurse, they complement each other. Okay. Majority I say okay. Now diploma nurse we school, na say degree nurse we school, na say a chain we be kakra about emergency. It hasn't make them able to run an emergency system. Into Ministry of Health, our documents be, and I'm share with GH1 News for Insight for no. We have a document, the human resource that runs an emergency service in Ghana. No, I don't think say we have paid attention to that. Into so be real school. Na se Yankopon ye wadom na hospital be to say rage every emergency department no statistics o training in kwala on emergency kakra nkwala yi omo in emergency school ye force omo say munsua because once you are in the emergency you should know and nkwala yi ye bombard omo utimi show omo nim to say nye de nko penny and so abanesa. So, obi me say sometimes so bana ye CPR, only CPR. I know only my decro. So, me cancel because the agriculture say I didn't need any bibia. Yes, into patient about to say be patient about say yes soon to me home yes so e be fan say obi akon so we try that kwan so. What any be do emergency na me check bibia e say me start CPR me na koma no me yem say we mama me yem say ya na me dey ayen na me gina ho na me wo be hwe nkrofo o mo beti nketenkete bi enkwala nketenkete bi o mo ye CPR mo tumi nya ne yempo so I say enti procedure no kra ye no kra no ye de ye na training no into your organization be friend Emergency Medicine Society of Ghana omon doso afre no must take come and omo church e free bibi basic life support and the national ambulance for ne ba mu no se ne be ya you best start church nkofo our emergency sense as a nation is zero. Embra ex-president Kufuado or Kasa or parliament some time ago na the bodyguard said okulase look at the way they raised him. It is a emergency aya. You just shake your head. A home pono crampono. Now you see any ECG machine, any AB defibrillators. Wait me that shock you be in case or unya or going to so into enna say unam cry. How obi collapses here? What would the nation do? Do you know what you do? Ope kukuru in Saudi Arabia hospital, we do hospital no. But if I was start CBB and our friend national ambulance, you could have saved that patient 60%. Nti mama, obi do jina emergency and just oni bibia wo. Okay, nti no experience bebre na any hono, na ya na ma anesi for no mu bi ni patient. And no mo Kasa, but me hospital dey na catch say, ura humpa, obi o ho ura wa, or say me ko to anesi for man fi me. But obi re no your nurse. Because you know scraps to identify them with their tax and whether they say actually no as a meanness. And I'm share uniform. So as I say, you know, every crime if I a porter or pushy patient or nabisiwo, but she scraps blue to just say your nurse will feel. So how are you identifying whether this person is a nurse or not? Wow. you have to identify. Nti e ho se obi a woni name tag a e bia wo hwehwe na obehu no doctor si wo omo name tag bo mo. Oh, to say emergency physician specialist. I try go matter adim. Doctor Evia Boateng, emergency physician specialist. Go matter adim. Nto no say ukone hona when fiwa you have a case. The Ghanaians should be sensitive and intentionally ask questions, look for answers. Oh, me who the music.
Me who say sometimes na ya na emu ya say ade eben wo bi obi a wo ye busunyeti a na waba hospital na bi akwan a wo expect say nurse ni be fa so aboa wo na fast track ni mama na ko hu doctor antem no ankwan ko basa na be ye mamu na me ne wo kasa ehuntie mi mu na kirewa. You know?
Okay, and also so na me looking at it from this angle. At the emergency, we don't nurse our patients or take care of the patients with emotions. It's a very intense area where you need your mind to be working. Rese obiaba no biaka cho se mitie me yati said the kubia free surabeshi form. You need your mind to be working to think and correlate the scenario to what he's saying. Oh, it's a whole emotional area. It's a wo area no be or no ye fire. We call corporate family medicine OPD. But yeah, boy, home modern. It is the emergency in your free, no.
Okay.
Hospital sector, healthcare should not even be free. Healthcare should be very expensive. It should be very expensive so that we can get all the gadgets that you need for us to take care of you. Now, so what about me? I'm a trauma room here, 3 beds. What trauma room? What? Say me one into a bit natural trauma room 1, trauma room 2, trauma room 3. Into buy na head injury that trauma room 1, trauma room 2, send a bed or one can do to swatch or much what I say. Into I don't think healthcare should be cheap. But of course, I mean, I'm not part of the policy makers, since you know, but I'm just a common floor member. Nurse, I've worked over. Yes, I started school in 2005 in Sunyani Regional Hospital. Sunyani Nursing, exactly. Wow. So, and you know, for me, experience helps me to be able to speak. It doesn't make me a policy member, but it's been like that for. And because hooliganism in healthcare, I'm surprised that today we are making it this big. But we thank God for technology, where people could technology and thank God for TikTok actually. Anything I'm medium po mama ye spacing. Yeah, boy, I need to share when you could but enough is enough. My mother said, "Can't say more."
Yeah, tabomo.
Be some next question.
Oh, Debbie, my young because then no, I concerns ni be na yedi won komo.
And into Nigeria name say enough. Na some more person more tin sema. We dey more 48 hours na so. Mbati.
Na ya bomo ma mo de shamo ho.
Me ya bomo de. Na say ya bomo me ya bomo de bia. Man, it did batem nyina ma.
Then na be ma obi abo obi.
Good question. To say be a Francis Sebi my first beating Sunyani Regional Hospital military man now wako peacekeeping number the pregnant wife abewu. When she was coming, she was bleeding. We tried all we could. Unfortunately, he died. In an attempt to break bad news. Or left say me, but then I'm a slim to say. Abo me the following day be pa mature anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, my colleague. So now, let me now tell you what actually happened. Why one person was beaten, because of the experience. You know, the staff nurses changed quickly into their mufti to be part of them. Now rotation nurse no one chill line in them. Tinia corner so no into kebe bono.
Na na ya say ade ya bomo a ye wo issues a ka say nurses bebre na negligence man e ma ha adwen ti obi kwa akọ hospital kwa na ija na yam hyehyɛ say patients to me pay mo ka say ade na nurses for because me you say what ya wo ka say ade e test na nti we na
hooliganism na say your both doctors and nurses hey the pabre pay you nti no say emre bi me one of the stations friend me talking about my life as a nurse, and that's the journey 20 years. I was crying. Me bad the next day, me bola I'm a patient. Or tell me voice, or say my mom knows what you say. I say I feel the crying answer now. The cryingness. So I mean, if I have to start talking about the amount famous as a nurse in this 20 years period, It's
easy.
No. And I've seen
yes, invite my baby.
You see, and I'm gonna say, I'm starting how.
Yeah.
Because
maybe
hooliganism. Obi do cry about the dead body now. Cause say, oh, you remember coroner's form cry na. Or call Fred boys or Timoto, so no, my becanes, no more boo doors. So I mean, it's not.
Some was easy. Okay, Mrs. Sarah Dankwa, I don't pay a better say. Yes, you better say. Every time we be doing common, yes, you near my baby because I think that near no day a feminine. Yet, Chenny Biama, Yati and Wasi FB. You know, that's a pen.
Mammy, end with this, especially to say me, baby, I'm very interested. Culturally and traditionally, 60-year-olds and above, ayana or musiki emergency healthcare. Okay, very important say at least for nurse be done for why and a doctor be done for Mr. Because maybe nominate one of your team Kasa or so chenema me say as a hospital men almost sometimes conditions no na emergency ni hutu no, and you see the pain or no go through no coupled with abia menopause nyomani ade no or expect to say yapa but oba calculating na be we know you green so wait me at na 4 hours and na say bibin ansan kra na be show green kra wait me aba am ya catch you say ochana no about OPD especially o mo yamba weekend no Mami, we are with the sa watch bosumi ni but say afi na yemia obe checking BP fine okay. But opposite we use emergency logistics would they prepare for accident cases say during the weekend you have to manage your logistics. There are times to get a national crisis we are say bends. Na Ben say ba now do patient will be an scene a year 4 weeks ago. Now what you soon in an afe omaba overhanding. And you know, at the emergency, there's a lot of ethics we use there. Even for people like him, we are trained to manage patients like that. Stubborn patients, quote and unquote. I'm using it because that is what they call them. Patient go, yeah, patient you buy but on that day and for a very long time and this one oma dislocate his shoulder, which means on commit me one panic or bit me one second kuno, which means on this girl could have died because I'm born in chest, and once you hit the chest you can break the rib cage and then the heart. You see, it's a very dangerous situation here. You didn't come on the no more handle my so when you say Kasa rage for baby Kasa because of the adrenaline and namstrono, ebiani akokansem. And so the enjaima or more or Marco who school my lawyers to say Dr. Crime mono, not the money mon Kasa because as my can Akua on coffee after that incident. The mammy and papa said ne phone no no. How do we get the mother's number? And even management drive there to talk to the hair about say obane da how ye panacho because of this insinuation. It's a whole lot of things. Who fun as a family leveler. The papa and mommy then they come ni nuanom. Yen crying gaman cheka say mabukum for aba. Let us look at it from a very different perspective. But see I see a very dramatic. No bet me afraid gamashi for amomaba, and that would be terrible.
Oba wo fefo no pay da se Mrs. Sarah Dankwa no pay na bon common research unit nursing and midwifery division our Greater Accra Regional Hospital Trinity Awa region somewhere sisi ni bi na ya ne Mrs. Dankwa bon komo na no pay no